Rumors are that allegedly Simon has a big fight planned for Porsha and Dennis. What's going on? What's his plan? And will Porsha and Dennis be able to fight back? I have some new information that may answer all of those questions and more right after this. What's up, kinfolk, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. All right, kinfolk, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about, and it centers around rumors that allegedly Simon has a big fight planned for Porsha and Dennis. What's his plan? Will it work? And can Porsha and Dennis fight back? I have some new information that may answer all of those questions and more. And here it goes. Rumors are that allegedly Simon is preparing a huge legal fight against Porsha and her ex, Dennis. The source said, allegedly Simon was furious when Dennis inserted himself in Porsha's erectile dysfunction tweet. Simon and Dennis have never had any major issues, so it was a complete shock to Simon when Dennis weighed in on the drama. The source continued, Simon isn't taking Dennis's attacks lightly and allegedly is planning a counterattack that could see Dennis brought into the legal courtroom drama between Simon and Porsha. Dennis should have stayed out of it, said the source, because Simon is petty. And I'm sure at some point in their relationship and marriage that Porsha spilled some beans about Dennis to Simon. The source continued, pillow talk that Simon could and would not be afraid to use against Dennis in a court of law, said the source. And Porsha is to blame. Many believe that Porsha may be the person edging Dennis on to attack Simon. But why, said the source? It seems that Porsha is trying to make Simon jealous by using Dennis, who is a wealthy businessman, to make Simon jealous. Will it work? Probably not. But I must admit, said the source, it's been very funny and very interesting to watch. I just hope that Dennis has all his cards in line and is ready to fight against any attacks that Simon may throw at him at any time. Now, kinfolk, this is some new information coming out from the messy divorce fight between Porsha and Simon. One divorce that I think I am even more tired of hearing about and talking about than Kenya and Mark. But kinfolk, as always, we're going to look at this rumor and we're going to see which parts of this rumor could be somewhat factual and which parts of this rumor could not be so much factual. Now, kinfolk, the first part of this rumor I want to start off, it has to do with Dennis. And I want to start off with Dennis because I really feel like this point is probably the number one point that needs to be made in this moment. And it's this. I really feel like Dennis was wrong for making fun of Simon and the whole erectile dysfunction tweet. As much as we do not like the way Simon is trolling and being petty with Porsha, I really do feel like Dennis making fun of something that all men can potentially go through at some point in life was very distasteful, and I think that it really showed that Dennis can be as petty as Simon, but not necessarily in the right way. So with that being said, right off the bat, I really do feel like Dennis should have just stayed out of it. And also because, Dennis has done a pretty good job of just staying on the sidelines. He has been, a person who really does not take any sides and someone who we all thought was just going to just sit back, lay low, and let this divorce play out. And I really do think that's the position that he needs to go back to moving forward. Now, kinfolk, the next part of this rumor has to do with Dennis as well, and why I think it may be he may be a good feeling that he may be experiencing as to why he wants to pretty much laugh at Simon in public, and it's this. Dennis, for the most part, has been vindicated by both Porsha and Simon. And I think that's why he feels so comfortable with, laughing at Simon or making fun of him in public. Because he has been vindicated in knowing that, I was pretty much right all along. I really do feel like Dennis was a person in Porsha's corner who was telling her that this relationship and marriage and engagement with Simon was not going to work. I feel like he was a person in Porsha's corner who was telling her a lot of truths. And I think that's the reason why they kind of fell out, because Porsha knew that Simon was telling the truth, and not that she knew that Dennis was telling the truth about Simon. And also, I think it could have been very frustrating to her is knowing that, okay, Dennis, if you feel this way about Simon, why don't you come in and rescue me and make our relationship work? And I think that the fact that Dennis did not do that right off the bat is the reason why Porsha was so angry with him on that trip, and why she decided to go ahead and marry Simon anyway, just to kind of throw it in Dennis's face. But again, it backfired, and I think that is the reason why Dennis feels so free to laugh at Simon publicly about alleged erectile dysfunction issues, because it's kind of like his "I knew it" moment, like "I told you so" moment. But again, even though he's vindicated, I still feel like he should just stick to the sidelines. Now, kinfolk, the next part of this rumor that I want to talk about has to do with Simon and, his pettiness, and why I feel like Dennis should, kind of watch out. And it's this. Simon is very petty, and he is not afraid to use any type of information that he has on you against you in order to come out on top of any situation. It's very apparent that Simon does not like to lose. He does not like to lose in the courtroom. He does not like to lose in arguments, and he doesn't like to lose in social media fights and comments. So in knowing that, I would be very careful if I was Dennis. I would tread lightly and very softly, because you don't know what type of information that Porsha has loaded Simon with when they were married or engaged and when things were going better. And I really do feel like that, Dennis has a lot to lose, and that Simon could make a play that could, sully Dennis's reputation to the point to where it might be kind of hard to recover in the immediate aftermath of, Simon fighting back. Now, I will say things have kind of died down between the two, but you never know with Porsha and Simon, because it could be the smallest thing that trigger either one of them, and they're back to, reaching for each other's necks and going for each other's throat and bringing anybody in who could just be casualties of war. So I definitely think that Dennis needs to play it lightly and continue to be in the background, just chilling and stand out the way, because Simon, from what I've seen, does not play fair. And he just does not need that type of drama in his life, being a businessman, a prominent businessman in Atlanta. So I definitely do think that Dennis should stand back and stand clear of all this mudslinging that's going on between Porsha and Simon. But kinfolk, I want to know what you guys think. Do you think that it was wrong for Dennis to jump into the whole erectile dysfunction conversation and kind of like poke fun at Simon? Or do you think he was just simply defending the mother of his child, and he had every right to, kind of stick his head into the fight and poke a little fun at Simon because he has the mother of his child's back? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. All right, kinfolk, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys over in the next one. Peace.